It is another day of working on the Scamp because we're home this weekend, and since we did our last trip we figured out a couple other things that we need to work on, one of which is the drain in the shower is not working that great, so Pat is actually underneath right now trying to figure that out.
Can you turn it on?
Yeah. After some trial and error, we figured out that the pump that drains the shower was working fine, but it had gotten clogged from some of the dirt that gets tracked in when you go in to use the bathroom. So we're going to have to figure out a way to protect that drain better in the future. It drained.
It did?
Yeah.
There's so much shit.
Pretty good. I know. That's all the stuff that we pulled out of the drain. So I think it was just clogged.
Not a big deal.
I want to get some of the painting finished on the outsides of the cabinets, so I started taping them out so that I could add the next layer of just like gold lining as a bit of a highlight, and it's going to be the same color gold as the hardware on there. So that's what I'm doing right now, putting the tape on. But I got this tape at the dollar store instead of Ace Hardware, and it's not really staying in place as well, so we'll see if it actually does what it's supposed to do. In addition to finishing painting the outside of the cabinets, I wanted to finish painting the table. The yellow was done. I just wanted to add the pinstripes along the other sides because I liked how it framed out the table and kind of broke up some of the yellow. And this painter's tape from the dollar store actually worked surprisingly well. I just had to push down the edges a little bit more to make sure that I got a good seal between the tape and the surface, but the lines came out really nicely. Once the table was done, I turned my attention back to finishing the cabinets, and the satisfaction of peeling off painter's tape and seeing nice, crisp, clean lines left behind. I don't know if there's many things that are that satisfying. Okay, the cabinets are pretty much done. There's a couple little spots that I need more painter's tape. I went through another roll of painter's tape. Like down here, I'm going to paint the top portion of those yellow and add a little bit more gold to the bathroom door. Because I like the gold when it's in the really thin strips. I think it actually looks better. I did a couple spots on the door where it's kind of thick, so I'm just going to go back in and do some of the really thin ones. Like, these are actually my favorite. That with the really thin gold and yellow kind of woven over each other in the corner, I think those came out really nicely. So I'm going to do something a little bit more like that on the bathroom door, and then I'm just going to leave the cabinets alone because the way that I am is I'll keep messing with them and probably end up ruining them. But I went around the table with a little gold trim and almost done with the gold paint, which is good. It's not bad in here. When I keep the fan on, it's not too bad. It's better than using it in the house. It's actually better ventilation in here. The other project that I want to finish today is the inside of the bathroom door. I want to finish organizing the pages from the trail guide to cover all that up, get it sealed so it is waterproof and looks a little bit more uniform. There's the finished product for the inside of the bathroom door with all the Appalachian Trail guides on it. So it's not the whole Appalachian Trail, I couldn't fit it, but it starts in Virginia. You can see the states are up there and each of the pieces are numbered, and on the door it goes to New York, and then that is continued around in the kitchen cabinets and the upper cabinets up here all the way around to the bottom cabinet where Baxter State Park and Katahdin is located. While I continued working on the inside of the Scamp, Patrick was outside working on touching up some of the paint at the bumper where some of it was kind of peeling. There were a couple little spots of rust, so we had some Rust-Oleum, and we got a special paint for the undercarriage.
Fixed.
I took this. I put all of our documentation from the Scamp in here. We have all the manuals for the fire detector and the toilet and the furnace and everything in here so we can find it pretty easily, and it's organized. And then what I did was I put this piece of Velcro on the back, because the neat thing about the marine fur lining in a Scamp is that Velcro will stick to it. So this is going to go in here just like that, and then it sticks to the wall to hold it in place. And then I just got this from the dollar store. This is actually an idea that we saw in another video. If you follow Slim Potato Head, he does really great renovation stuff to his camper. So he had an idea to put a little pouch with a zipper for like paperwork and stuff, and I thought that was super helpful. Then I got this little book also at the dollar store to be our guest book, because we're actually thinking about renting out the camper in some capacity. And I know when we stay at Airbnbs, sometimes they have a guest book, and we always think that's nice. You can go back and read about the people who have stayed there. So that also has the Velcro on the back. Oh, I guess I have to tie it shut. It will stay there. Now I'm getting ready to do my last little bit of painting. I'm going to paint that square on the bottom yellow, and then the top portion of these cabinets are going to be yellow, and then I promise I'm done. That's it. That's all the yellow. I have a couple other little bits of gold accent to even out the pattern on the bathroom door, which is going to be covered most of the time anyway, but I just want to add a little bit more so that it's kind of balanced and even. And yeah, and then I'll be done painting. Trying not to be too loud. I don't want to disturb the sleeping Redford. He is so funny. He's been hanging out in here all morning, just sleeping. He's kind of lazy today. Red generally loves hanging out with me in the Scamp when I'm doing some kind of work, but today he was actually not feeling that good. He's on a 21-day antibiotic cycle because when we took him to the vet, he tested positive for Lyme disease. You've probably heard us complaining about the ticks in some of our other videos. Alright, that's it. No more painting. Back to sleep. Alright. So Patrick is outside working on the underside of the Scamp. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, don't touch this. Oh god. So this paint's supposed to go right over the top of anywhere that's rusty, and then it like stops it from rusting more?
Yeah, they say the instructions just mix it and apply. You know, it goes on pretty easy. I just kind of wish I had a sprayer.
Oh.
A sprayer would be a lot easier on this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do one of these, maybe see if I can find a small sprayer. I'll just do the undercoat, underbottom.
Underbottom?
Underbottom? Whatever. A little awkward.
Yeah, it is kind of tight under here.
And I'm doing the other side.
Good. Our Scamp is about 8 years old, so there are definitely some spots of rust on the metal underneath and the steps going inside, but this seemed like a really good way to put some protection on the bottom so that we can hopefully have the Scamp for a long time into the future. And he did the front too, so all that gray on there and under there, and then we spray painted the steps because that was all rusted on the sides.
Well, we just wanted to explain a little bit of what the systems are in the front. The hitch system didn't come with the Jeep. They do, but I had to actually U-Haul put this section in, and I had another company put in the 7-pin connector to control all the lights and the brakes. The one thing before I get into this, one thing I had to do was actually get an extender because it was too far in. This is just bumped right up to that and it wouldn't work. But the great thing is, I bought this. We'll have a link, I forget the name, description. I think it was like $200. Great company, great adjustable hitch. But the cool part is not that it's just adjustable up or down, because you just flip this the other way. So if you have to lower it, if you have a huge truck, But the cool part is they have these little like Allen wrench parts, so it doesn't move. You don't have to worry about more sway or anything like that. And actually the weird thing is I didn't expect this, I didn't think about it, but because of the color of this, so when I'm backing up, it's not black. So the backup camera, I can see exactly where I'm going and almost get it every time, which is a major help. And 2 different size balls. You can flip this if you need. This thing, I think it's like, the limit's like 10,000 pounds. So I think you're okay with traveling with a barely a 2,000 pound Scamp.
Definitely good with the Scamp, yeah.
Yeah, so if you have ever have big equipment or anything, you could use this. And the other thing I put on here, just a couple things that make a difference, just to protect the 7-pin connector. I actually bought this cap on Amazon. Maybe Scamp, they come with them now, but it didn't come with ours. But it's cool, you just take it off and secure it, just pop it on. So when it's plugged in, it's still popped on and secure. So protect it from the elements just a little bit more. Other things that I really recommend, doesn't cost much money, are the propane gas gauges. You can get these Campco, there's multiple companies on Amazon or wherever that sell these. I think they're not that much, but it's great, so you can see how much propane you actually have, so you're not guessing and have a cold night or not have a cold drink.
Yeah, so you never run out of propane if you're running the fridge off propane, or if you're camping in the cold, you don't end up without heat, because that would be terrible.
So yeah, this is plenty of propane actually for the season, especially for the warmer months.
We haven't filled it since last year,
no,
right?
I haven't touched it. It's still full. This one is the one we use all the time, and it's still showing full.
Yeah. Good.
Another thing is I just want to touch on with Scamp. I believe their website says the length or height of where the hitch should be connected is about 21 inches. I think
yeah,
I have
21.
mine set, or 22 inches. I have it set, so it probably compresses down to 21 inches once I hook it up to the truck or to the Jeep. And then, but I wanted, because there's no sway control or load distribution because it's only 2,000 pounds. So just having it up just a little, slightly of a hair, just levels it out just a little bit better, so you have more control. And besides, with these, you don't want to go too fast anyway. Even the tires I think are rated at 60 miles an hour. If you go past 65 miles an hour, you're kind of pushing it with the tires and the setup that the Scamp has. So that might be just a good rule of thumb of any RV.
Got a lot of little things done in the Scamp this weekend. Red has literally been in here all day. He came out this morning. He went inside one time to eat, and he went outside one time to pee, and he's been in here all day. He doesn't want to get out. But I'm officially done painting the cabinets, which I'm really happy about. I put the clear coat on the tabletop because that's a pretty high wear area, and then I did a little clear coat on the cabinets just around where the knobs are, because that's another high wear area and I don't want that paint to chip there. I didn't feel like doing a clear coat on absolutely everything, but I think it'll be okay. We'll see. I can always repaint it at some point in the future when I'm not so tired of painting. But yeah, now I'm gonna close up the windows. There's still a lot more to do. I didn't get to refinish the inside of the door. That's gonna be my project. Maybe next weekend, we'll see. That'll take me a little bit, and I have to order more hot glue because they didn't have it at the store. But I'm gonna close up the windows. We have to put the Scamp back over into the storage lot for the week, and then maybe next weekend or the weekend after, I think we're gonna take it out and do some camping. We'll see. We're still waiting for the New Jersey state parks to open back up. They're not really giving a date yet, so who knows. Right, come on, let's go in. Come on, let's go.
Legs broken?
Yeah, he's, oh geez.
Oh.
He laid back down.
What is wrong with him?
Red, we have to put it away. I'm sorry, we're not camping.
Is there a carbon monoxide leak? Jeez.
Come on. Oh God, he's got his sad face on. Red, I'm sorry, come on. All right.
injustice, the next president to be, the news and what you hear, your career. It's time for you to face those fears, and it's all fair to be aware, and I'll be there. So don't be scared, just take a deep breath of air. And 1, 2, 3 to 10, you begin to focus again. And